It's me again. I have not uploaded a whole lot of this on the channel. In fact, I don't think I have any of this uploaded on the channel at all, despite actually being a big fan of the series and playing a lot of the games. We're going to be reacting to some of the worst Kingdom Hearts bosses in the Kingdom Hearts series. Now, I want to give a disclaimer here. I have not beaten every Kingdom Hearts game. I know how most of them, if not a good majority of them, ended. I played through like Birth by Sleep. I played through 1, 2, and 3. I played through Chain of Memories. I don't like Chain of Memories. I have not played through Recoded. I have not played through Dream Drop Distance, but I know how Dream Drop Distance plays. That being said, I do plan on playing through all the Kingdom Hearts games in chronological order. I've already started with Birth by Sleep, but that one I'm playing on my own time. I will probably start streaming them and recording them around Kingdom Hearts 1, and I'll go through chronological order there. And I do know that there are some, previous games or, mobile games and stuff like that tell a story as well. So I'll probably find a video on YouTube that explains like the story of the foretellers and stuff like that, prior, and what went on with Xehanort and Master Ericus way back before, all this stuff has happened and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll do a video on that. If I can find like an essay story video or something like that, it's very interesting. I'll react to that before hopping into Kingdom Hearts 1. I even found a way to play 358 Days Over 2 with a native PC like port per se. But all the rambling aside, let's get into this video.
This piece of shit.
Welcome to 222. I was trying to do a yearly Kingdom Hearts video because I, of all people, have a consistent upload schedule. And my first video is on Satan. Could be worse. Mysterious Figure's a over piece of
Yeah, I believe this is a Mysterious Figure. There's a lot of like Mysterious-esque figures in the Kingdom Hearts series. But this one in particular, I remember playing. And boy oh boy, dude, this guy fucking suck. Very difficult. I don't know if I'm gonna do the super bosses or secret bosses in my playthroughs or not. I might do this off stream, I might do this on stream, I don't know. But this guy in particular, I fucking hate this guy.
Okay, hang on. Let's go back a second. Why is this such a terrible boss fight? I can back up a few reasons. Never have I seen a boss fundamentally break the rules of their own game, whilst also breaking the code of said game as well to such a ludicrous degree. Fighting Mysterious Figure somehow ranges from one of the most boring things you can ever do to one of the worst gaming experiences of all time. I mean, his initials literally spell out MF. You cannot make this up. So what is it exactly that makes this boss terrible in almost every aspect of his boss fight?
I would argue the jumping, as is being displayed on the screen, the jumping, and also the fact that he just kind of negates most of what you can do. He pulls you, he yanks you, he kind of sometimes ignores once more, or a second chance. He kind of just says fuck you to those moves or those abilities. Oh, I completely forgot the fact that he actually scrambles your deck.
They don't work. MF has a wide array of attacks that range from being uncharacteristically fair to, man, bullshit's not even close to describing how awful this is. Let's start with the least terrible moves first. Flaming X. All he does is jump back and launch a Flaming X attack. That's it. You can block it, you can dodge it, hell, you can even punish him sometimes for it with proper spacing. I've the tracking on this thing's ever brain dead or being piloted by a Navy SEAL. 3-hit combo. Yeah.
The surges are also your best friend, like Thunder Surge, Fire Surge, just the surges. Like, if it's just an attack where you dash forward with like an elemental aura around you that doesn't attack. Those are your best goddamn friends in this battle. At least it was for me. I did not beat this guy, by the way. I just want to disclaimer that I did not beat the Mysterious Figure.
I'm being super creative with these. He just swipes at you 3 times with his blades. Hook shot. MF jumps into the air and shoots a hook that pulls you in for an aerial axe kick with a lot of hit stun that usually leads to death.
Yep.
The initial hook pull is unblockable, and MF is completely invincible during the entire move. You can't even punish him afterwards for it.
Yep.
You just have to avoid it and hope he doesn't spam it to hell. Fun fact, in the original PSP version of the game, you couldn't dash out of the hook when you got pulled from it. So believe it or not,
I did not know that wasn't a thing. I did not know they changed that in like the console releases. I did not know that. But yes, that move sucked. And what I played this game on was the PSP. So I did not know that you can dodge that now. Or dodge out of it.
His only notable change from original to final mix was making hook easier to get out of. This
that makes that move much more doable.
Only nerf. Longer sword combo. An extension of the 3-hit combo, which you can just decide to extend on the fly. You can still block all the hits except the final one because Mysterious Figure is programmed to attack behind your guard unless you're Aqua, so you have to counterattack to avoid taking damage.
Aqua doesn't do the better characters in play
seems
here.
bad on paper, but is actually super easy to handle. MF casts Raging Storm and proceeds to teleport around the arena running in a straight line. He teleports up to 7 times, but the flames disappear after the 6th one, so you can actually punish him properly if you count. Tornado. Mysterious Figure casts a tornado that, when hit by it, will scramble your commands across the battlefield, forcing you to run around and pick them up after a short delay. You can sometimes punish him after he casts it, but it's always a coin toss whether or not he actually decides to respect your punish or not. Alright, well that's kind of all the fair and slightly unfair moves. Now, let's talk about the moves that give people nightmares.
The jumping.
Clones. Do I have to explain anything here? Do I really have to explain how infamous this move is? Sure, I guess. Mysterious Figure proceeds to summon 4 clones that proceed to just beat you to death. That's it. There's no sugarcoating this. They just beat you to death. You want to block? No. There's already 2 clones attacking your other side. You want to dodge roll? Pray. You get hit by the clones? Pray to God you can dodge roll out of it and they just don't insta-combo you to death. The clones do die if you manage to hit them once, but if for some majestic reason the clones don't die after hitting them, well, upper slash. MF hits you with a 2-hit combo that launches you into the air and sometimes just insta-kills you.
Yeah, because sometimes it ignores once more. I don't know why.
The arena hitting you in a zigzag back and forth that sometimes insta-kills you and sometimes doesn't. Whether you live by this move or die by this move is completely dependent on the RNG of Mysterious Figure hitting you whilst you still have second chance and once more active. Not to mention, this move is so fast it is damn near unreactable unless you just have the foresight of a god to block or dodge beforehand. Okay, hold on. Why do these 2 moves kill you through once more and second chance?
Yep.
But randomly? Well, that's because of Sonic Blade, it's just random. Sometimes he hits you 4 times within a second, other times he hits you 4 times within 5 minutes. The frequency of getting hit by this move is random. Sometimes there's enough time in between hits to outlast the safety period of once more and second chance. And other times, all the hits do perfectly line up with the safety period granted by once more and second chance. And in the very specific case of Terra, he just so happens to have a faster recovery time in the air compared to Ventus and Aqua, so he'll be dying to this move a lot. This is also part of the reason why upper slash combos just kill Terra outright, because
this is why it's like a double-edged blade we're playing with Terra. Yes, you get way more damage and a faster opportunity of killing, but the fact that you can die a lot easier because of the way Terra is designed. Which is why a lot of people tend to stick with Aqua, because Aqua has like a full-on barrier that gives her protection. Like, yeah, her damage output is weaker, but she also has a magical output, which I don't know if that stacks upon like the elemental surges or not. I would like to assume that they do, but I can't speak out of my ass here. But some people also go with Vincent just because he's a little bit quicker.
He recovers just fast enough to leave the safety period of second chance and once more before the second hit actually strikes him. With Sonic Blade, you kind of just have to be mashed and cure so you can iframe through most of the attack and not die. You can block both of these attacks, but they come out so fast that it's damn near unreactable to actually block and counterattack in time. Orbs. This move. Oh my god, this move might be one of the worst attacks in a Kingdom Hearts game I have ever seen. There are online group therapy sessions sharing their trauma about this move.
I never had too much of a problem with orbs, though.
Broken and unfair. A bunch of orbs come out and shoot a barrage of lasers that are unblockable, but they shoot at every angle, meaning you're guaranteed to get hit after the first barrage. And this attack lasts for so long, and there's no counterplay. You have to spam 4 cures just to survive this move, and that's barely surviving it. He just stands there look-smexing you the entire time. Look at this! How is this fair? And you want to know the funny thing about this fight? All of that is phase 1. Welcome to phase 2.
What was his DM again?
Well, Well, hell must have frozen over because the devil's here on vacation. To start off phase 2, MF will cast Vanish, giving him pseudo-invisibility and removing the ability to have a lock on him, making it
I'll
hard
be honest,
to tell
I
when
only
he'll
got
do
here
next
like
and
once.
track him throughout the battlefield. He also gains a brand new array of moves to add to his already existing repertoire to kill you with. Meteor. MF casts Meteor right in your current location. That's it. That's all it is. Oh no! Meteor has a big AoE and 2 hitboxes, one for the meteor coming down and one when the meteor lands. However, you can dodge it with proper timing. Mega Flare. This is Meteor, but cooler and worse. Its AoE covers the entire battlefield, and as a bonus, the screen blinds you. And the worst one of them all, Doom. Doom is a contender for probably the worst move in his entire kit, and that's saying something. MF casts a string-like attack that when hit spawns a timer above your current head that counts down, and when it hits 0, you die instantly. You have to mash with the will of God to break out of this normally, but to make matters worse, every subsequent time you're hit by Doom, the number above your head gets lower and lower, eventually just killing you outright or not having enough time for you to mash out of it. This move, this singular move, turns the boss fight into an always losing battle of attrition, combined with the unholy amount of unblockable attacks he can do in addition to this attack, and still landing even when you use a Leaf Bracer Cure. It no longer matters what you do.
He really ignores the game
before he hits you with 3 Dooms. Well, and as if that wasn't bad enough, some of his previous moves have also been buffed in phase 2, because this boss fight, man, this boss fight, he just really needed some buffs, man. He was just way too easy for all the playtesters that didn't fight this boss. We gotta buff some of the moves in phase 2.
I forgot he can stun
not
you.
enough. He's not hard enough, Nomura-san. Remember how he would just aura farm whenever he casted the Orbs ability? Now he can just do whatever he wants because you spent money to be a training dummy. Ranging Storm changes as well, so instead of running in straight lines, he can just do whatever he pleases with the essence of Hellmire with him at all times. Although this move's actually not that bad because if he uses it while vanished, he can actually keep track of his location pretty alright. Thank God they buffed the boss in such a meaningless way that it actually makes it easier to deal with when it's supposedly better. And this isn't even including the other terrible aspect about this fight. This boss is just fundamentally broken down to a coding level. How about inconsistent damage during attacks? Some counterattacks do no damage, other counterattacks do a quarter of his health. Here's MF canceling Sonic Blade and just propelling through the air. Twice, actually. Here's the X attack, just getting stuck in the terrain somehow. Here's a lingering hitbox of Doomstring outright killing me from nowhere. Here's the lock on losing track of him despite being in one of the smallest arenas in the game. Here's Clones, very clearly taking damage but not being killed. And then this tomfoolery. One mechanic that just doesn't work is MF's retaliation. When hit by an attack or certain commands, MF will stop time, recover health from the attack, and then proceed to launch one of 3 counterattacks. But this retaliation is completely random. Sometimes it procs on the first hit of the fight, and sometimes it just doesn't proc after like a 4-hit combo for some reason. Sometimes you can just spam the attack and never get punished, but other times you properly punish him and he just hits you with a tornado.
He said, hey, bro, I'm going to use this when you least expect it. And I ain't gonna lie, 90% of us least expects it until we get hit by it.
It's not fair! Another weird quirk about this fight is that if you start with 5 or more cure commands equipped, MF will immediately start the fight in phase 2, which I guess is to counteract you just spamming cure throughout the entire time because Doom just ignores any regenerative abilities your characters can have. Did you know the same also applies to Terra if you have Ice Dash equipped at the start of the fight? Why? What is so groundbreaking about this command that it makes MF panic and start the fight in phase 2?
Wait, hold on. What?
Thinking about this command that it makes MF panic and start the fight in phase 2. Ice Dash? You're telling me Ice Dash is the equivalent to spamming cures in this game? Why? Speaking of phase 2, this is just strictly unfair and bullshit in every regard. I'm playing as Terra because I don't want to fall asleep playing as Aqua or Ven. Nobody playtested this fight as Terra. It is borderline impossible to win this fight as Terra without extreme luck. You may have noticed how I barely brought up Aqua or Ventus at all in this fight. Well, because they're fucking boring. Aqua and Ven have a traditional action game roll. So you push the button, you get iframes, boom, dodge the attack. Both Aqua and Ven can just spam roll through every single attack MF can do. Orbs? Just spam dodge roll.
Yep.
Clones? You guessed it, dodge roll. Mega Flare, Meteor, Doomstring, Tornado, Sword combos, Poke, Raging Storm, all of them, the same answer. They all have the same answer.
Yep.
Just dodge. But the holy grail, the true key to
Yep,
winning
there
this
it
fight
is, Surge,
lies in
baby.
one simple command, universal to all three characters, Thunder Surge. BBS
Yep.
Thunder Surge is up there with KH2 Reflect with being one of the best spells in the series. Hand on the Bible, I swear by that. It does everything. Good damage, doesn't trigger the time stop counter, a healthy dosage of iframes, a short reload time, small AoE to hit multiple opponents, and it's one slot, so you can have 4 of these and 4
Yes,
cures
sir.
and just win the fight with patience and luck. Now, it doesn't guarantee you victory, but you'll make much more progress with it. And despite that, I hate this command. Why? Because it forces you into an unhealthy and stupid habit to win this fight. If MF does anything, even in phase 2, you just Thunder Surge and win. You have iframes and
You're
damage,
forced.
and if you can barely see him, just Thunder Surge anyway. Not only will you deal damage, but maybe you'll dodge his attack, hell, interrupt it even. Thunder Surge beats everything you can't normally dodge. It even hits multiple times, making it an extremely good option for beating clones or forcing him to reset. Beating MF Surgeless with Terra took me 2 weeks straight of non-stop grinding the game. So, how long did it take with all 3 characters with Thunder Surge? 1 hour and 28 minutes.
Surge gang.
Ventus's attempts took me 18 minutes and I only died twice. So that was fun. MF is a boss that punishes you for just existing and playing the video game. My tinfoil hat theory is that the playtesters knew how good Thunder Surge was.
Oh, yeah, whatever
because
that.
of that, they decided to never speak of it for fear of the command getting nerfed or having MF adapt to it. In my tens of hours of fighting this
Maharaga.
boss, what advice can I give? Don't! But if you really have to, number 1, upgrade Treasure Prize Magnet. This ability makes it so that you can pick up your commands really easily if you just so happen to get hit by a tornado. That's it. That's the only advice I can give you. I don't think I have to explain how completely random and unfair this boss is. Any advice I can give you is going to be completely inconsistent. Everything else is just down to luck and RNG. I don't think I need to explain it. How have you been watching the video? How much of this can you tactically and skillfully outplay? Phase 2 is more rigged than a Las Vegas casino. Do you know how many scenarios there are where you just die instantly?
Yep.
My favorite's gotta be Mega Flare into Doomstring or Meteor, since Doomstring is guaranteed on death if you get hit by Mega Flare or Meteor right before it. You can't block Mega Flare or Meteor, so if you try and block Doomstring, you'll just get hit and then comboed into
I love
Doomstring. Wait,
fucking
you
Xehanort
can block
blinding.
Doomstring? Bullshit! What mental patience designed this boss fight? This boss has so many unblockables and it comes out so fast you kind of just have to guess in order to block it. Dodging it's a complete coin flip, and it doesn't matter if it's unblockable because of all the shit he'll cast right before or after it.
I was just about to say that. I'm gonna be real with you. Nobody's going out of their way to block Doomstring because everything else that is unblockable and everything else he can throw out. How are you going to mentally be prepared to know, like, yeah, my boy's casting Doomstring at this exact moment. I'm going to block this. No one's guessing that, bro. And if you do guess that, you're just lucky. With all due respect, you're just lucky.
Look at the screen. Look at the clown show happening on screen. Would a normal player even know how they died here? This has got to be one of gaming's worst bosses, hands down. There's no proper strategy. You just spam one move and hope for the best, and it doesn't even work a majority of the time. And they had a whole other game to fix him, and all they did was nerf one move and call it a day. Who play tested this boss?
Yeah.
Well, aside from popping my vocal cords, I think that's about everything I have to say about this boss. There is no reason to fight this boss with honor. Absolutely none. If honor was never in its code to begin with, you should not give it an atom of respect. Cheese the ever-loving god out of this boss fight for your own sanity. This isn't a deep dive on the boss, this is a public health and safety warning. Also, something else I couldn't find in my research for this video is why everyone prefers Thunder Surge over Fire Surge. And after doing the boss fight a couple times with Fire Surge, both moves are kind of just the same. I think it's just because Thunder Surge has a better command than Thunderbolt, because Firestorm is pretty bad against this boss. I can't exactly tell you, but just stick with Thunder Surge. And, as the once wise and smart Rose said, bring Group Persona.
That was an excellent video. That was a very, very excellent video. So shout out to Sleepy Gamer Max. Thank you for the video. I'm gonna give you a like on that. That was a really good video. I'm glad that you also did. Well, I ain't gonna say I'm glad. It's unfortunate you have to deal with the same thing that most of us KH fans have to deal with. It is definitely 100% brutal. But you see the video here? Name. Oh, not that. You see the video here? Name, title, channel. go ahead and watch this video. Give this man a like. I will most definitely have the video linked in the description down below. And as usual, have yourself a nice day.